Hello, and welcome back to the channel. And in today's episode, I want to run through a topic that's very close to my heart indeed, how much it cost for us to get married. So, let's go. So, before I jump in, just wanted to say that the day was absolutely amazing, way beyond anything that we could have imagined and anything that we thought it could be. Really enjoyed it. And you'll see coming up that we did our wedding slightly differently and in true Courtney Jones financial style. We did manage to save a huge amount of money on this, but still making it an incredibly special day. So let's jump in and I'll run through some of the costs with you now. The first costs that we're going to run through are the outfit cost. So these were really good in my opinion. We got really good value for this. So for my wife, she spent, just having a look now, so she spent £93 on her wedding dress, £22 on her shoes, £23 on her wedding bag, and £22 on the veil, and she looked absolutely stunning. I won't put a picture up because it's our kind of private day, but trust me, she looked unbelievable. So this came to a total cost of £160 for her outfit. For myself, I spent £20 on a pair of chinos, £25 on a shirt, just a TK Maxx one, £34 on some shoes. We're getting up there in cost now, and that was from an online store. So my total outfit cost came to £79. So in total, for outfits between the both of us, we spent £239. So now the costs start to increase a little bit. These are on the rings that we bought, so the ring that you can see here and my wife's ring. So we spent around £400 for her ring and £800 for my ring because it's like a thicker piece of metal. And that was probably the most expensive single item, but we're quite happy with the cost of that. I think that it's going to be one of those things that you wear forever. So it's the final keepsake of the day. So if we're going to invest some money, let's invest into that. But I think we got a good price. Some of the rings that we saw were on offer. I think mine was slightly reduced and my wife's was very heavily discounted, which was quite nice because it's the one we wanted. She got a platinum one. Mine is just an 8-carat gold one because it's like a hard-wearing investment, I believe, is what we were sold it as. So I won't scratch it as much if I'm doing anything, things like that. So quite nice. We then bought some wedding favours. So these were around £47. So these are little keepsake fridge magnets that we've got, like hold the date almost things, but it just shows our names and the date we got married, just to give out to people that were there at the wedding, but also some other family members that weren't able to attend. So that was quite a nice thing to do. And again, these we just got ordered online, didn't have to be anything too special, but my wife put a lot of effort into it and they came out looking really nice. We got married overseas, so specifically we got married in Bulgaria because my wife is Bulgarian. So to do this, you have to get a certificate of no impediment, or at least I did. That's a document from the UK which basically said there's no legal reason why I can't get married. So this to buy, you have to get it from your local council office. You then have to send it off to get apostilled in London, and then they post it back to you. Was for the whole process about £100. We then had to fly it over to Bulgaria before the wedding and have it translated and legalized over there. So that was about 120 leather, which is roughly it's about £52 or something like that to get the full translation and then it getting apostled. So you're looking at about £150, £160 depending on exchange rates. But again, it's a legal requirement and wasn't too bad. So that's how much that cost. Now this, I wasn't sure if I was going to add this in, and what I might do at the end is I'll do a total of with and without this. So this is the hotel for the honeymoon, and the reason I wasn't sure if I was going to add this in is because we did ours slightly differently. So after we got married, we had one day in the town that we got married in, and then we went to the beach for our like 3-4 day honeymoon. We took my mother and father-in-law, as well as my sister and sister-in-law. So it was really nice, like a little family kind of getaway thing. And we paid for all of the hotels. So I guess, I don't know, would you strictly add this in? We'll add it in anyway. But all of the hotels, so for our room and then the 2 other kind of guest rooms that we needed, came to £1,128. So I guess strictly speaking, if you were just counting our raw wedding costs, you wouldn't necessarily add that in, but I'm going to add it in just for the purpose of kind of, let's bump the number up a bit, because otherwise it's going to be a very affordable wedding, shall we say. The next and kind of final biggest cost that we had was the, I guess, wedding reception is what you would call it. We did this completely differently, and I'm so happy that we did it this way, because it turned out to be an amazing evening after the wedding. So rather than booking a reception venue and hiring out the entire place, we just booked a table in a restaurant. Literally didn't have to hire anything out, just said we want a table for all of our guests. And then we had the waitress there on standby. They had live music at the venue anyway. And it came to pay for dinner for everyone, drinks for everyone, £262.40. I remember that number because I remember looking at the bill and thinking, oh my God. I've heard about people spending thousands, tens of thousands on weddings. And I think this is probably the biggest cost, but for us, because we did it in Bulgaria, the food was unbelievably good quality and way, way cheaper. And also the service was unbelievable. The restaurant, the vibe in the restaurant was really good. They took our request for the live music for us to have our dance and stuff. And yeah, it was, I can't fault it. Again, a lot of the pictures and stuff are quite private, so I won't necessarily flash them all up. But if I find one without any particular people in it, then I might flash it up here now just so you can see kind of the vibe. But it was really, really nice. One of the most spectacular evenings I've ever had, and yeah, I just wouldn't have changed it. I can't believe it was that good. And then we have a couple of smaller costs on here. So for those of you that have watched the channel since day one, you'll know that I cut my own hair. I did actually go out of my way to get a haircut done before my wedding day, believe it or not. So this cost me £25, so we'll put that one in there. The registry office, so that was £80. We got married in the registry office over in Bulgaria, and then obviously then went on to our reception venue. So really not an expensive venue. I think it was £80. It's either £80 or 80 leather. We'll put £80 again just to bump the cost up, but it wasn't more than that, and it was honestly really, really nice. We then also bought a couple of other little things. So we had some glasses to toast the champagne. They were about £40, I think. And then we also got some like table decorations and things for the restaurant table, just to make it look weddingy, I guess. They came to about £74, there or thereabouts. I think that's it. If I think of anything else, I will flash it up here now, but I don't think I'm missing anything. So overall, our total wedding costs for the day, including the hotels for the honeymoon after, came to £3,299.40. So about, did I say 2,000? The total wedding cost came to £3,300, basically, there or thereabouts. And without the honeymoon hotel suites, it came to £2,171.26, there or thereabouts. I'm sure there are some things that I've missed in there, but overall it was about £3,500. And I cannot express to you how much I enjoyed that day. As you've seen from the whole channel, you see my approach to how I live my life, and my wife is very much the same, which is really good that we're united on that. It's really important, I think you need to discuss these things beforehand, and I'm just so happy that we went the way we did. That's pretty much it for this episode. Short and sweet, back to some classic Call Insurance financial content. I hope you've really enjoyed it. Of course, if you've got any questions, please feel free to leave them down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.